Hello students, welcome back to the SATM online learning platform. I'm Kirti Sharma, working as an assistant professor in ST Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. Today in the lecture series of design and analysis of algorithms, we will discuss the topic spanning tree, minimum spanning tree, and you can find out the shortest path or minimum cost spanning trees values with the help of two algorithms. Most renowned algorithm which is based on the greedy approach, that are Prim's and Kruskal algorithm. So we will discuss all these things one by one in this lecture. So let's start with the spanning tree. What is the spanning? Oh, you already learned about this particular topic in the data structure subject also. So the concept of tree is a data structure itself. And what about the spanning tree? Spanning tree can be defined as a subgraph, and that should be connected and undirected graph. So that is a tree produced by removing the desired number of edges from the graph. Then you can say that particular tree is known as a spanning tree. There should not be any cycle in the subgraph, and it should be connected and undirected graph having some weight itself. So that are connected through all the vertices together. That kind of graph is known as spanning graph. And a graph G can have multiple spanning trees. It may also possible. Like one tree may have more than one or more than two spanning trees also. Okay, so what about the minimum spanning tree? If weights are assigned to every edge of the graph in a weighted graph, then what could be the possible minimum cost of the spanning tree that is available in front of you? Like, it may possible for a tree there could be more than two spanning trees, but we have to select the minimum one, like which provide you the minimum cost. We need that spanning tree. For that purpose, like, we are becoming here greedy. That means we are trying to minimize the cost here. So that's clear from here. We are trying to minimize the cost as an output, and that means it's an optimization problem. And it's an optimization problem. That means we can use here greedy approach. So in order to find out the minimum cost of the spanning tree, we have two algorithms as a greedy algorithm, that are Prim's and Kruskal algorithm, that is based on the greedy approach totally. So these two algorithms is used to find out the shortest path, or you can say minimum cost from this of the spanning tree. So multiple spanning trees are available for a graph, and you have to find out the minimum cost spanning tree. So with the help of Prim's and Kruskal algorithm. So what about the Prim's algorithm? Main objective, like Prim's algorithm is used to find out the minimum spanning tree, as we have already discussed from a graph. Then it finds a subset of the edges that includes every vertex. It must include each and every vertex of the graph. There should not miss any vertex of the graph in the subgraph of the subset of the edges. So such that some of the weights that are available on, or that are uh, assigned to the edges, that should be in minimized form. What it's mean actually, I'm taking here an example. This is a graph. Yes, so if I'm taking this graph here, just removing this, 2 1 3 2, it may possible like I'm repeating the weight also. You can also repeat, it's up to you, like, right? So this is a graph. This is connected one. Yes, this is connected one. So we can find out the minimum spanning tree. Yes. So if V is the total number of vertices, every vertex must be there in the spanning tree also, right? And how many edges should be there? Edges should be number of vertices minus 1. So how many vertices are there? 4. So all 4 vertices should be there in the spanning tree also. And how many edges should be there? Vertices minus 1. That means 3. 1, 2, 3. What are the weights associated with those edges? 2, 1, 5. And what is the cost of this spanning tree? This is a spanning tree. So it is a connected but didn't have any cycle. That is the main theme of the spanning tree. Na? There should not be any cycle. It must be connected and should be weighted. So every condition is satisfied. This is a spanning tree. So what is the cost here? 2 plus 1, 3 plus 5, 8. So 8 is the weight of 8 is the cost of the spanning tree. So it may also possible, rather than removing this particular edge, we can also remove this one also, right? It's up to us, but it should be connected. So this one also possible. And what will be the weight associated here? 3, 5, 1. And what is the cost? 9. 3 plus 5 plus 1, 9. So I have already told you more than 2 or more than 1 spanning trees for a graph may possible, but there will be some cost associated with those particular spanning tree. So we have to find the minimum cost spanning tree among all the possible spanning trees. So it may possible like you can remove this particular edge or this particular edge, any of the edge you can remove, but condition is that every vertex of the graph must be there and it should not be in the cyclic form. So it's all about the spanning tree basics. And what about the Prim's algorithm? Prim's algorithm used to find out the minimum spanning tree. So these particular both the algorithms depending on the greedy approach. Okay, so this is the famous greedy algorithm, as I have already told you, and it is used to finding the minimum spanning tree of a given graph. And to apply the Prim's algorithm, there should be what? Weighted graph, connected and undirected graph should be there, right? So these are the prerequisites for the Prim's algorithm, and these are the some steps involved here in the Prim's algorithm. First step should be like randomly choose of the any vertex. You can choose any of the vertex randomly, and then the vertex connecting to the edge having the least weight. We have to focus on the least weight. So whatever is the edge having the least weight, we will select usually that particular edge or vertices. So a edge consists of two vertices, right? So we prefer those vertices which are having the least weights with them, right? So it's the main first starting step of the Prim's algorithm. After that, find all the edges connected to the tree to the new vertices, and each and every time we are tracing out for the least weight edge, and after that we will get here there should not be any cycle, and every vertex that are available in the graph must be in the connected form. If it is true, like we have successfully drawn such as graph or graph subgraph, then that kind of subgraph is known as Prim minimum cost spanning tree. So whatever is the weight associated with the edges or in that graph, from those weights we can conclude or we can find out the minimum cost of that spanning tree, right? So it's the procedure to finding out the minimum cost of the spanning tree with the help of Prim's algorithm. So before discussing the time complexity of the Prim's algorithm, we are discussing here a problem in order to find out the minimum spanning tree. So this is a question that is given to you. It may possible like in your exam, the question could be directly is like this. There is a graph and you have to find out the minimum cost spanning tree with the help of Prim's algorithm or with the help of Kruskal algorithm, or there may be possible as a theory question like, what do you mean by spanning tree? Explain the different types of algorithm in order to find out the minimum cost spanning tree. So in that manner, like a question could be there. So it's up to you, like whatever is the question is there in the exam, you have to write it accordingly. So you have each and every concept, whatever involved in the topic must be clear to you. So this is an example. In this example, you have to find out the minimum cost spanning tree. So how we have to trace it out? Step 1, we have to take what? Among all the vertices, whatever is given, we have to find out the minimum edge. What is the minimum edge available in this complete graph? This one is the minimum edge in between 1 and 6. So select 1 and 6 vertices. Our main focus in the Prim's algorithm is that we have to work on the vertices. We have to select like each and every vertex should be there, because we know in the spanning tree each and every vertex should be there, right? So 1 and 6 with the edge 10. So first step we have done with this particular part. Next, what is the next, like which is connected? Like we are starting from here. From this particular part you can start from anywhere, but we have to find it out the minimum weight. So this is a minimum weight. Now with 6 two edges are connected, right? So in the connected form we will move with randomly will not go on the another edges. So one is connected with the 10 with the weight 10 and 28. Minimum one we have selected. Now come here on the 6. What is the minimum? 2 are connected, 10 we have already selected. Next is 25. Now take the 25 here. 6 and 5 will be connected form. This is the step 2. What about the next step here? Next step is, after 25 selecting, we have selected this particular vertex. Next, there are three edges that are connected with this vertex number 5, 24, 25 and 22. This is already done. Now two are remain left over here, 24 and 22. Which one is minimum? This one. Now select this one and select this vertex number 4. Yes, we have already selected in the step 3. Next step is, here three edges are there with the vertex number 4. We have already selected this one. Next remaining is 18 and 12. Which one is minimum? 12 is minimum. So select this one and select this third vertex number 3. Yes, we have selected here. Next, what we do here? On 3, two edges are there. This we have already selected. Now select this one, 16, and select this 2. Vertex number 2. So we have selected it. Right. Now, what is the... After coming here, we are trying to see here, 3 edges are there. This is already selected. This one we can select here. Yes, this among all both of them, this one is the smallest. So select this one and write this particular 7th vertex. Yes, we have done with it. Right. So next, what we can do here? 3 vertices are there. If we will take this minimum, it will create the cycle. This cycle. So it will be wrong. So we will not take this particular edge. If we will take this edge, it will also create, like, we cannot take it this one also. So it will create the cycle again, like this one cycle, right? So if now we have covered already all the vertices of this graph. Yes, we have covered all the vertices of the graph with the minimum edge weights. Now if we will add further edges to this graph, it will create the cycle, right? And there is no need to connect the further edges, because our main purpose is there should be all the vertices that are available in the graph. Yes, these are already available, so no need to connect all the remaining edges here. So we already have all the vertices with the minimum possible edge weights. Now our main task is, like, we have to stop over here and we have to add all the weights that are available here, like 10 plus 25 plus 22 plus 12 plus 16 plus 14. Now as an answer we will get here 99. So I hope this is right. Yes, this is the sum. So 99 is the answer for this particular question. So what is the minimum cost of the spanning tree of this particular graph? So we have a graph. Lots of spanning tree may be possible for this graph, but we have to select the minimum with the minimum cost. So we have selected it with the help of Prim's algorithm. So start from, like, we have started from this particular vertex 1 and we have selected like minimum edge. So you cannot start from anywhere, like you have to take the minimum. You can start from here, like, and you can start from here also. From any vertex you can start, but from each and every vertex you have to find out the minimum weight of the edge. Whatever is the number of the edges included here, but having any particular vertex, you have to select the minimum cost. So minimum weight edge. So it was the main theme of the Prim's algorithm. Next we have the Kruskal's algorithm. So one more example is there. You can try it yourself. So this is an example. You can take the screenshot and you can try it yourself. So I will provide you the PDF forms of all the lectures also. So you can take the solution from there. So here is the solution for this particular question, that you have to use the Prim's algorithm, and this will be the resultant answer. 26 will be the minimum cost for this graph that is given to you, right? So try it yourself. Next is, we have Kruskal algorithm. What about the Kruskal algorithm? This is also a greedy approach that is used to find out the minimum spanning tree, and same prerequisites needed for this also. Graph must be there, that should be weighted, connected and undirected. Now what is the difference between the Kruskal and Prim's, that we will discuss later. First we will discuss here what is the theme of the Kruskal algorithm, how we can calculate the minimum cost of any spanning tree with the help of Kruskal algorithm. At last we will discuss like what is the difference, and I hope you will get it simultaneously when we will discuss the Kruskal algorithm, right? So Kruskal algorithm implementation, first part is involved here. The first thing that is differ from the Prim's algorithm, here you have to sort all the edges from on the basis of their weights. from low to high. So in increasing order, you have to sort all the edge weights first thing about the Kruskal algorithm. Then you have to select the lowest weight, and then you have to connect the vertices in order to create the complete subgraph in the form of each and every graph must be connected there at last, and there should not be any cycle. Condition are same as like the previous one, Prim's algorithm, to create the spanning tree. But thing is that is different over here. Here you can you have to take the completely weights of the cycle. It depends, like weights of the graph. So whatever is the edge weights are available, first you have to sort it into the increasing order. Start from the minimum edge weight and connect complete the graph. All the vertices should be there at last. That will be the minimum cost spanning tree, right? So now we will take an example in order to get the better clarity with those steps of the Kruskal algorithm. So we'll discuss these things later. Time complexity. First we have the problem here to find out the minimum cost spanning tree. Same problem is there. I have taken the same problem because you will get the similarity and dissimilarity of the problem with the Prim's and with the Prim's algorithm also. So here we will discuss the same problem with the help of Kruskal algorithm. So let's start with this problem. First we have to take all the vertices. Yes, we have taken without any edge. We have taken all the vertices here. Next step, we have sorted it out, like what are the total edges are there. We have sorted it out, edge weights. So minimum is 10. Sorting algorithm, there is a need of the sorting algorithm, right? So 10, 12, the next 14, the next 16, the next 18, next 22, next 28. I hope all are covered. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Something is left over here. 24 and 25 are missing here. 24, 25 and 28, right? So these are all the edges in the ascending order. So first we have to select the nodes or vertices with the 10 edge weight. So what it is, this one. In the first step we are selecting. First we have taken all the vertices. Now we will connect it one by one in order to get the spanning tree with the minimum cost in the connected form at last, right? So first we have selected this one in the first in this step. Next what we have to do, 12 edges. Edge weight is 12. This particular we have to connect the 3 and 4. In next step we have connected the 3 and 4. Yes, next steps you have to perform step by step. 14, this one. Now you have to connect 2 and 7, vertex number 2 and 7. Yes, we have connected 2 and 7 in the next step. Yes, successfully. Next what we have to done, what is the next, 16 is there. So this one, 2 and 3. Now we have to select the 2 and 3. We have to connect it, and each and every time make sure you have to check it out. There should not be any cycle. So 2 and 7 we have already done, and now we are doing the 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Yes, we have done with it, right? Next what we have, 18 edge weight. Edge weight is 18, 7, 4. Now there is a need to focus here. If we will connect after this 7 and 5 with the 7 and 4 with the 18, it will create the cycle. That means we do not have to select this particular edge, right? So skip it and move forward. So we have to skip it, we will not take it. Move forward with the 22. That means here. So 5 4, we can take it or not, we will see here. Yes, we can take it. It's not creating any cycle, so we have taken it, right? In this next step, now we have to repeat these things up to till like we are getting the connected graph or connected subgraph which is having all the vertices of a graph. Yes, so next one is 24. 24 is this one. We have to take it or not, 7 and 5. So see there, 7 and 5. If we will connect it, it will create a cycle again, so we have to skip it. So we will not take it. Next what we will take here, 25. So 25 is here, 25, 6 5 and 28 1 2. So see here, 6 5, 25 is there, 6 5. Yes, we can connect it. There is no any issue, so we will connect it. Yes, we have connected. 1 2 28. No, we cannot connect it. It will create a cycle here, so skip it. Now at last we are getting here what? All the each and every vertices are in the connected form and without any cycle. So this particular spanning tree or subgraph is known as the minimum cost spanning tree here, right? So we have to add each and every weights that are involved here with the edges that are available here in the subgraph or in the spanning tree. So it may possible for that particular graph there may be more than one spanning trees, but we have selected the spanning tree with the minimum cost here with the help of Kruskal algorithm. So after all we are getting here 99 again. So one thing common between the Prim's and Kruskal algorithm, at last step whatever you get as the spanning tree here with the minimum cost, it will be same. It's totally same. You will get the answer same, but difference is that steps or procedure followed by them are different totally, right? So these are the similarities and dissimilarities of the Prim's and Kruskal that we have discussed here. Both are the following the Gridiel approach in order to finding out the minimization or minimum cost, and this is also optimization problem that we are traveling here, like you have to find out the shortest path among it. Can you can apply it on the in the real time application also. If you have to go from one place to another place and there are lots of routes available, you have to select the route with the minimum cost too. So in that manner you can use these types of algorithms. This is a basic example itself. So these are the similarities that must be there for both of them algorithms, and there are some important concept regarding the Prim's and Kruskal. If first one is if all the edge weights are distinct means if all the edge weights are there, like are distinct, no one is repeating, that means if 1 2 3 no edge weight is repeating, then both the algorithm guarantees to find the same minimum spanning tree. As I've told you, both of them, Prim's and Kruskal, will give you the same spanning tree, minimum spanning tree. It's 100% guaranteed. In what case? If edge weights are distinct, for each and every edge weights are distinct, then it will give you the same minimum spanning tree. First note. Second note is if all are not distinct, then both algorithms may not also produce the same minimum spanning tree. Here it's not guarantee like it will give you the same or not. It may give you the same MST, minimum spanning tree, but it may also possible it will not give you the same minimum spanning tree. So it may or may not be possible in case of like all the like any of the weight is repeating in the graph. So value of the edge weight is it depends on the value of the edge weight here. So however the cost of the both MST would always be same in both the cases, either it is in distinct form or not distinct form, but graph, subgraph or minimum spanning tree that is shown here, that may differ. Cost will remain same here, right? So it will not affect the cost, but diagram or representation or connection of the edges for the graph in order to get the minimum spanning tree may vary in case of if not edge weights are not distinct, right? So this is an example in front of you. This 4 4 4 are repeating here. Edge weight 3 3 is also repeating. Edge weight 2 2 is also repeating. If one only is repeating, then also it may be possible there will be different minimum spanning tree for both the algorithms, but cost will be same in each and every algorithm. Either you can apply Prim's or Kruskal, cost will remain same, but subgraph or may vary, or spanning tree may vary, right, in case of not distinct edge weights. So it was the concept. To next important point to note it down, in Kruskal algorithm, when Kruskal algorithm is preferred when graph is in the sparse form. Sparse and dense, two types of graphs are available. So if graph is in the sparse form, so you can apply the Kruskal algorithm. There are less number of edges are available in the graph, that is order of v time it will take, like number of vertices is equals to number of edges. If not, it's not complicated, it's very simple graph with the simple connected edges. In order to find out the connected graph like this one, this is a you can directly use the Kruskal algorithm over here, right? So the edge are already sorted or can be sorted in the linear time. Then also you can use the Kruskal algorithm. What about the Prim's algorithm? When graph is densed, like more complicated graph is available and lots of connections of the edges and weights are available here, then in that form you have to prefer the Prim's algorithm. Either you can follow anyone, but preference goes to those, but answer will remain same. So it's up to you what want to use, but there are some conditions that you can follow. In case of the competitive exams, there may be a direct question regarding these Kruskals and Prim's algorithm. So it's important like you are aware about all these things, when to apply Kruskal, when to apply Prim's. After that, you're getting, even after that you are getting the same answers, but concept should be clear in your mind, right, regarding those two things. So there are a large number of edges available, then this like edges should be order of v square. That v stands for vertices also here, so it depends on the vertices. Lots of edges are available, so short, not in the sorting form even, so there may need the more time in order to draw the, or in order to find the minimum cost spanning tree. So Prim's algorithm takes much more time rather than when it compared to the Kruskal one. Why is it so? Because here you are in starting sorting all the edge weights, and you are just connecting it to complete it in the form of subgraph or spanning tree, making the connection continue. So main time is taking the in the sorting the edge weight. So if less number of edges are available, then order of v only it will take the time, right? So there are some differences between the Prim's and Kruskal algorithm. Here we are making the growing always remains connected, like it will be in the connected form itself, like from one point you will start and you will move on the further graph in the connected form. But here you can start from anywhere, you can take any edge from the graph individually or independently. There is no need like you are moving from one step to another step in the connected form itself, no. But at last there must be the graph in the subgraph, you can say, or as a resultant you will get it. It should be the in the connected form. That is the main theme regarding the Kruskal algorithm. So it's faster because we are working on the sparse graph. Here it is comparatively. So if it is we are using the sparse graph and you are using here the Kruskal algorithm, it will show you the faster result practically. But in the dense case, Prim's algorithm will give you the faster result. So these are some differences between Prim's and Kruskal algorithm. So some time regarding the time complexity, just we are coming back over here, right? So what about the time complexity here? Mean heap we are using, let's assume total number of vertices are there. Yes, so what, how many edges should be there in the spanning tree? Number of vertices minus 1. Like if 4 vertices are there, then how many edges should be there in order to make it a spanning tree? Of course 3. Any 3 edge you can take from here in this graph, from this graph, but there must be 3 edges should be there must be 3 edges in the spanning tree. It may possible you can take any of the 3, you can skip any of the 1, right? So what about it, like if I'm writing it as like it depends on the number of vertices and number of edges, right? So I can write it in the theta form or big O, it's up to you. Like I'm writing big O to show you the worst case. So v vertices and edges, you can also write like n is showing the number of vertices and v is showing the number of vertices, and what is the edges? Vertices minus 1. 1 is the constant over here, so you can write it what, v vertices v you can write v square. So order of v square is the time complexity of the, in case of Kruskal's algorithm, right? So what about the like you can further improve the Kruskal algorithm if we will take the data structure as the mean heap. What about the mean heap? Actually, mean heap mean heap is a data structure that we have, as we have already discussed in the heap short, with the minimum parent node. Value of the parent node will be minimum as compared to the child node. That is a mean heap. It will always give you at the top of the stack, what it will give you on the top of the heap, minimum value. So what we are trying for, to find out the minimum cost in the problem. So that's why we have used the mean heap to improve the complexity or to improve the Kruskal's algorithm further. So how much time it will take in the main heap in order to find out the minimum value at the top? Of course, after comparing and in the tree form and in the mean heap, at the top we are getting the minimum value. So minimum cost we will get in the graph also with the help of mean heap. That will take order of log e time, right? Because we have total number of edges e, and we are going from top to bottom in order to trace the minimum value at the top. So we are comparing it and we are assigning it on the top, trying so bottom up you can say, like on the bottom you are getting the highest values, on the top we are getting the minimum value in case of mean heap tree. So it will take order of log e times. And what about the reconstruct in construction of the heap, what it will take order of e time. So we have already seen in the heap short. In heap construction how much time it will take depends on the number of edges. Whatever is the number of edges, it will take in the number of vertices, or number of edges is what? Number of vertices minus 1. So minus 1, so 1 is a constant. Itself is a depends on the number of vertices. That's why we have taken number of e, or order of e or order of v. It's up to you. So it doesn't matter if you are writing e log e as a complete, what will be the Kruskal's algorithm time complexity? It will be e log e, or you can write like v log v. It's up to you. So e or v you are taking, because number of edges you are taking e, or number of vertices you are taking, it's up to you, because one is only constant, equal things are there, right? So it is the time complexity, order of e times in reconstruction and log e times in finding out the next minimum edge. So this is the total time taken by the Kruskal algorithm. So if you take order of log v and log e, both are same, as I have already told you. It was all about the time complexity of the Kruskal algorithm. So Kruskal algorithm will perform in case of the sparse graph, and where a large number, less number of the edges are there in the graph. So and it shorted form is there, like edge weights are there. And Prim's algorithm, it will work better in case of the dense graph. There if there will be a lots of large number of the edges available in the graph. So it was all about the differences and time complexity of the Prim's and Kruskal algorithm. This is a special case that you can take over here if you are deleting something and you're trying to save the memory and time from the mean heap. So it will be good. It will improve the Kruskal algorithm time complexity to the order of e plus v. So e is edge or v is vertex, or you can write it as like order of v, because if you will take here v minus 1, 1 is a constant, v plus 1 is a 2v, 2 is a constant. Either, rather than writing this one, you can also write order of e or order of v. It's up to you, right? So it will help you in the competitive exam, these smaller things, like why we have to use the mean heap in the algorithm, in the Kruskal. Simply we are trying to find it out and it's possible. So why we are doing it? So because we have to improve the algorithm output or complexity level, time minimization. So for that purpose we use the mean heap, because mean heap is itself providing the minimum value at the top. If it is giving it, we can directly use it from there. That is the reason we are using it. So in order to improve the algorithm, Kruskal algorithm, we are using this type of data structure, and they are affecting the time complexity level also, that we have already seen here, right? So if we are getting order of v square, I hope you know about it. Order of v square is the much more time comparatively to the e log e, or because this is lesser than the v square, right? So we have already we have already seen the sequential format of the time complex in the time complexity recurrence relation topic. So it was all about these algorithms. In the next lecture we will discuss the single source shortest path, in which we will discuss the Dijkstra algorithm, Bellman-Ford algorithm. So stay tuned with the lecture series. Thank you. Have a nice day.